super exciting trailer that just released. Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2, the new trailer.
A lot more story this time around.
Yeah. And I guess if you don't want to know anything, don't maybe skip this part.
Sure.
I'll try to not talk too much about what
Dune stuff,
like anything
Dune stuff.
like going on that'll happen in the movie.
Right.
But yeah, this trailer was so good.
Yeah.
I love this trailer. It still feels like I was so nervous. I think I said this about the last trailer too. I was so nervous that it wasn't going to feel like the first movie, like there was going to be a bit of a hiccup because it's taking place like they're shooting it a year or two after the first one.
Right.
But it still feels entirely the same.
Yeah.
And I'm just so pumped to see all these scenes play out. And yeah, I mean, what did you think? Because like I'm obviously like so excited.
I mean, I think maybe I'm feeling they showed a little too much.
They did. That's my only thing. Like
right, because they showed them kiss, and I was like, I mean, it would have been nice to like see the build up and like get them to that spot where they're like, you know, in love, and and even like said the line, and he's like, I'll never stop loving you for as long as I live, and I'm like, well, it would have been nice to like see for the first time in the movie, but
yeah, like I will. That's that what is frustrating about the trailers, and I mentioned this on the last trailer, is I'm surprised that they're showing all these different moments because they feel not. I think with a lot of this movie and the story, like there's more context to things, and so you see things, but like you don't necessarily know like how the characters are feeling about what's happening, which is more interesting. But I don't like that they show Gurney coming back and reuniting with
they showed that scene, and I was like, oh, come on, that would have been so nice to see.
Yeah, that I don't like. Yeah. I really don't. I don't know why they're doing that, because I think Josh Brolin's a big name, but I don't think like I don't think anybody was like crazy about, you know, going to see Josh Brolin even in the first movie. I mean,
I like him as an actor, and I think it's cool that he's back, but I don't think you need him to sell this trailer. Yeah.
And I think and again, like I don't necessarily think they should have shown the first riding the sandworm scene, and I think it's amazing to hear like I'm Paul Maudy Atreides, but
I want to hear that in the movie,
which like I think you'll still be pumped, and I still think like all these scenes will be really resonant and really cool, and
so it made for a great trailer in a way.
It makes for like an awesome trailer, and I think the stuff with Chani. And I think it's like it's interesting to see what like you think about like with him saying like you're nervous you'll lose control, and he's like, no, I'm nervous that like because I get more focused, like I get more in control, which is more of like what I'm talking about with like how characters feel about things.
Okay.
And
that's neat.
It was really cool to see Christopher Walken as the Emperor.
He looked great. You know what's funny is that like I always look at him as like this funny actor guy that's just like so warm and friendly. But I don't know. I immediately bought into the fact that he was like this scary emperor. You know, I was just like, oh, okay.
Your father was a weak man.
He looks right for the part. I don't know what it is, but
he just looks so much older.
He does. That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he looks good.
Yeah. I mean, the action looks great. Cinematography, I mean, there's certain scenes that I'm really excited to see come out. I think all the fighting stuff, the fighting style of Fade Rautha, which is Austin Butler, looks so scary.
I mean, Zendaya's fighting looked great too, to be honest. I was like, oh, she's got some really good scenes in this. Yeah.
No, yeah, Chani's a badass.
That's
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks great. I like I said, I do think that they're showing a lot, which it's not like gonna deter from the story. It's just from a viewing experience.
It'd be
I
nice
just think it's
experience it firsthand.
I just find it weird that they're showing certain scenes because like and like saying like, you know, like going through that whole first sandworm scene. Like, I think it would have been cool to just see him like jump down and you don't know what happens, just as like an audience member who doesn't know about the books or but I think like there's a lot of great lines like, I don't care if you don't believe, I believe.
I was just gonna say, I was like, that felt like a big theme in the trailer, that like people were like believing in Paul, I'm assuming, or like
in yes.
But in more in a prophecy, right?
Yes.
Right. But he, you know, he's like, it's not a prophecy, it's a story, you know. Right. And so
which is again another thing that I was like, I'm surprised that they put that in there.
I mean, I think it's very cool. I'm excited to like know more about what that means.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything from this trailer looks great.
I hope it's not too hard for people to understand what that'll be, because like I know people who watched the first Dune movie. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like even when we were like watching the Flash trailer, like, or the Flash movie, the people next to me, you weren't in the theater yet.
Okay,
but the older Dune trailer, Part 2 trailer was playing, and after the trailer played, they were like, I don't remember anything that happened from that first. And I was like, I don't blame. Like I've had multiple people tell me that, and I'm like, I don't blame you. It's not like that movie does not hold your hand at all. But I feel like,
I don't know, it was overblown to me how people like weren't understanding like the plot of the movie, or it was just kind of like a lot of the talk was that like, oh, you're gonna like when you go in, like be prepared, because the first one in 84 or whatever was like super confusing, and this one's gonna be kind of the same. And I'm like, when I came out, I was like, this is just Game of Thrones in space. It's not that confusing for me.
Yeah,
I feel like it was pretty easy to follow. So
I just know for other people it wasn't.
Sure. But yeah, I think that's our thoughts on the Dune trailer.
Yeah,
love
it.